Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the channel. I'm Jit and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with me today. Are you ready to truly transform your English speaking skills? Perhaps you've been learning for a while, you understand a fair bit, but when it comes to speaking you feel stuck or maybe a little shy. Well, you've come to the exactly right place. Today we're diving deep into a comprehensive step-by-step guide designed to take your English fluency to the next level. Want to speak English fluently? Follow these steps to improve your skills quickly and effectively. This isn't just about learning more words or grammar rules. It's about fundamentally changing how you interact with the English language. We're going to explore practical, actionable strategies that you can start implementing from today. Think of this video as your personal roadmap, guiding you through the essential practices that will build your confidence and make speaking English feel more natural and intuitive. We'll cover everything from daily listening habits to the mindset you need to adopt to really succeed. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what it takes to become a fluent English speaker, and more importantly, you'll feel motivated and equipped to put these steps into action. Let's make your English fluency goals a reality. Are you ready? Let's begin. Our very first step, and arguably one of the most crucial, is to immerse yourself in the English language through daily listening. This means actively engaging with English audio content every single day. Think about it. When we learn our native language as children, we're surrounded by it constantly. We hear it spoken around us, on television, in conversations. This constant exposure is fundamental. You can achieve a similar effect by incorporating English movies, engaging TV shows, insightful YouTube videos like this one, or fascinating podcasts into your daily routine. The key here is to listen to native speakers as much as possible. This consistent auditory input does wonders for your brain. It helps you get accustomed to the natural pronunciation of words, the inherent rhythm and flow of English sentences, and the common expressions and idioms that native speakers use without even thinking. Don't just passively hear it. Try to actively listen. Pay attention to how words are linked together, the intonation patterns in questions versus statements, and the emotional nuances conveyed through tone. This practice builds a strong foundation, making it easier for you to understand and eventually replicate these patterns in your own speech. It's about training your ear to recognize authentic English. Now that we've talked about soaking up the language through listening, let's move on to the active part, speaking English every single day. This is where the magic truly happens, where you start to turn passive knowledge into an active skill. It might feel a little daunting at first, but I promise you, consistency is your best friend here. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day to practice speaking. You could chat with friends who are also learning, find dedicated language partners online, or even invest in a few sessions with a tutor if that's an option for you. There are some fantastic tools out there to help you connect with native speakers. Apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Cambly are specifically designed for language exchange and practice, allowing you to have real conversations with people from all over the world. And if you can't find a partner at a particular moment, don't let that stop you. Talk to yourself in English. Describe your day, narrate what you're doing, talk about your surroundings, or even practice explaining concepts you've recently learned. It might feel a bit strange initially, but it's an incredibly effective way to get your mouth and brain working together in English. This next step is a bit more internal, but it's a game changer for achieving true fluency. You need to start thinking in English. Many learners, especially in the early to intermediate stages, tend to form thoughts in their native language and then mentally translate them into English before speaking. While this is a natural starting point, it creates a delay, makes your speech sound less natural, and can be quite mentally exhausting. The goal is to bypass this translation step altogether and begin to form your thoughts directly in English. So, how do you cultivate this habit? Start small. When you wake up, try to think, "Good morning, what's on my schedule today?" in English. As you go about your day, label objects around you in English in your mind. Instead of seeing a perro and then thinking dog, just think dog. When you're making decisions like what to have for lunch, try to have that internal debate in English. Should I have a salad or a sandwich? The salad sounds healthier. It takes conscious effort initially, but with practice, your brain will start to default to English for your internal monologue, making your spoken English much more spontaneous and fluid. A rich vocabulary is the toolkit for expressing yourself accurately and engagingly. So our fourth step focuses on consistently building your English lexicon. The aim here isn't to learn thousands of obscure words overnight, but rather to steadily incorporate useful words and phrases into your active vocabulary. A manageable and effective goal is to learn around 5 to 10 new words or phrases each day. Choose words that are relevant to your interests, your work, or the topics you frequently discuss. This makes them more memorable and more likely to be used. One of the most effective ways to learn and retain new vocabulary is by using flashcards. Digital flashcard apps like Anki are fantastic because they use spaced repetition systems which show you words just before you're about to forget them. But don't just memorize the word and its definition. The crucial part is to try and use these new words in sentences as soon as possible. Write them down, say them aloud, and consciously look for opportunities to weave them into your practice conversations. Context is key to truly owning a new word. It's about understanding how it fits and how it's used naturally. Clear pronunciation is vital for effective communication. It's not about losing your accent entirely. Accents are part of who we are, but about ensuring that you are easily understood by native and non-native speakers alike. This brings us to our fifth step, actively practicing your English pronunciation. There are excellent tools available to help you hear exactly how words and phrases are pronounced by native speakers. Google Translate has a listen function, and websites like Youglish allow you to search for a word and see it used in context in numerous YouTube videos. Once you've heard the correct pronunciation, the next stage is imitation. This is where the shadowing technique comes in. Shadowing involves listening to a short piece of English audio and trying to repeat it word for word, intonation for intonation, as closely as possible, almost simultaneously with the speaker. It might feel challenging at first, but it's incredibly powerful for improving your rhythm, stress patterns, and the linking of words. Don't be afraid to exaggerate a little when you're practicing. Record yourself speaking and compare it to the native speaker audio. This will help you identify areas you can refine. Grammar. For many learners, this word can evoke feelings of dread associated with complex rules and endless exceptions. But our approach to grammar for fluency is a little different. Step 6 is about learning grammar naturally by focusing on commonly used sentence structures and understanding how they work through exposure and usage, rather than getting bogged down in perfecting every single rule from the outset. Think about how you learned grammar in your native language, mostly by hearing it and using it, right? Instead of memorizing conjugation tables in isolation, pay attention to the grammatical patterns you encounter in your listening and reading. Notice how native speakers form questions, how they use tenses to talk about different times, and the common prepositions they use. Initially, don't worry too much about making grammatical mistakes. Fluency often precedes perfect accuracy. The more you use the language, the more these correct structures will start to feel natural to you. Your brain is incredibly good at picking up patterns, so feed it with plenty of correct English, and gradually your own grammar will improve. Learning a language can sometimes feel like a solitary journey, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. Our 7th step is all about leveraging the power of community. Join English-speaking groups. Participating in environments where English is the primary mode of communication provides invaluable real-world practice and can significantly boost your motivation and confidence. These groups can take many forms, from local English clubs or conversation meetups in your city to vibrant online forums and discussion groups. Look for communities centered around your hobbies or interests, but in English. For example, there are countless English-speaking groups on platforms like Reddit or Facebook, dedicated to everything from gardening and gaming to science and cinema. Engaging in these communities allows you to use English in a context you're passionate about, making the practice more enjoyable and sustainable. You'll not only improve your language skills by reading posts and contributing your own thoughts, but you'll also connect with like-minded individuals, which can be incredibly encouraging and make the learning process feel less like a chore and more like a social activity. Our final and perhaps most empowering step is to be confident and embrace mistakes as an integral part of the learning process. This is so incredibly important. Fear of making mistakes is one of the biggest barriers to fluency. It can hold you back from speaking, from trying out new words, and from putting yourself in situations where you can practice. But I want to assure you that mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities to learn and grow. Every fluent speaker you admire once made countless mistakes on their journey. The more you practice, the more you speak, the more mistakes you will inevitably make, and that's perfectly okay. The key is not to let them paralyze you. When you make a mistake, try to learn from it if you can, but don't dwell on it. Focus on communication, on getting your message across. Most people are very understanding and patient with language learners. The more you put yourself out there, the more comfortable you'll become and the better your English will get. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being willing to try. And there we have it, your comprehensive, step-by-step guide to mastering English fluency. We've covered a lot today, from the foundational importance of daily listening and speaking to the internal shift of thinking in English, building your vocabulary, perfecting pronunciation, understanding grammar naturally, connecting with communities, and most importantly, embracing mistakes with confidence. I truly hope these strategies have given you a clear path forward and a renewed sense of motivation. Remember, consistency is key. Keep practicing, stay confident, and you'll be speaking English fluently in no time. These steps aren't just a one-time checklist, they are habits to cultivate, practices to integrate into your daily life. Some days will be easier than others, and progress might not always feel linear, but every little bit of effort you put in contributes to your overall goal. Celebrate your small wins along the way, and don't be afraid to adjust your approach as you discover what works best for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this guide. I'm Jit, and it's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips and lessons to support you on your English learning journey. What step are you going to focus on first? Let me know in the comments below. Keep practicing, stay positive, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.